Hello, my powerful posse, and welcome back to my channel, Purple RX. You know what it is. It's your girl, Renata, your friendly and resourceful PharmD, here to help you navigate this the world, excuse my language, the world, period, with all this health and wellness talk and all this information going out of what you should take, what you shouldn't take, what's right for you, when really it's only you who can tell what's right for you, and you identifying within your body, family history, and know what's going on with you and being aware of that. So I'm here to help you navigate that, figure out and find what's right for you, and look around and just do your thing, because what do I say? Not everything is for everybody, and everybody is not for everything when it comes to healthcare in a lot of things, in a lot of ways. So today, it's Friday. It's Friday, the day everybody loves, the day I don't feel like doing research. The only research I'm doing is maybe based off of my own experience. So I just like to sometimes have these little thought talks and talks for us to think and be more aware about where we are in our lives, where we want to go, how we want to do it, and what we need to think about. And especially as this world right now is changing and being molded, and things are going away and more things are coming around, and a lot of things are happening, and a lot more people are confused or having a hard time in this time. So I just wanted to bring little tidbits. And on Freestyle Friday, I'm just mainly talk about stories or things that I've experienced, and hopefully those things can help you. And today I was just thinking about it, and I'm probably in one of the best places I've probably been, or going into one of the better places that I've probably been in a while in my life. After I graduated, and after I graduated, got my degree and got my doctorate and went to work, it was like I got to working on and going for a trajectory of what I thought my dream was, and what I thought it was supposed to look like, and how I thought I was supposed to navigate it, because maybe that was what I was taught. Maybe those are things that I was supposed to do, and how it's supposed to look, because really that's what the world says it's supposed to look like, when success, your dreams, all those things don't look one way. And I was even talking to my cousin yesterday, and he was like, yeah, this is all a game and there's a cheat code. And it's like, okay, I get that. There are some cheat codes, but not all. That cheat code may not work for somebody else, or this answer or this thing may not work for that person, or they may not know how to do it that way. It's just, and sometimes you might have 10 different cheat codes to help you, and that person may only have 2 because they were brought up a different way. Everything is different. There's no one way to do this thing called life. Everybody's life, everybody's happiness, everybody's joy, and what they think is going to be different than yours. So in that, I wanted to really talk about peace and inner peace. And because these days, a lot of people's peace is being disrupted. And I think God, the universe, is doing those things and disrupting our peace, because these things have probably already have been disrupting our peace for so long that we have just kind of let them fall by the wayside, but let them just become comfortable to us, and let us just rely and live in that environment, like living in codependent environments, or living in toxic, narcissistic relationships, and relationships where they're not great, or there's not a great boundary, and us having a real different definition of inner peace, thinking that I remember when I thought I was getting inner peace when I left home and I was on my own, and I didn't have to worry about nobody needing me for emotional support, or me trying to be something that I'm not, or me having to only be part of myself. I thought at one point that was peace, because I didn't have any BS around. I was able to block out BS quick. It wasn't even if somebody wasn't agreeing with me, but if somebody just wasn't on my page, or I wasn't really feeling them, or I didn't want to deal with them, I wouldn't deal with them. I was like, when I tell you I am a loner, I would just go off and be like, oh, okay, I'm done. And drop things and drop people and drop situations like it wasn't nothing. Dropping them like a bad, like like it was some voodoo, and I'm throwing, like I dropped some salt and threw it over my shoulder every time. Just Just getting rid of them, getting rid of everything. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. That was in relationships. That was in so many things, and thinking I'm doing this to protect my peace. But at the end of the day, inner peace isn't gonna be like that. There's gonna be some situations that you're gonna have to come up to that are uncomfortable, that are effed up, that are people projecting their issues, people bringing their trauma to you, and people making poor bonds with you. And we have to still navigate all that and still determine, is this for us? Is this not? Is this how we can flow? Is this not? Because inner peace does not have anything to do with chaos not being around, or things not being around, or you not having to deal with situations. That's not how inner peace works. Inner peace is working, and I've learned that it works in spite of those things. So even in a relationship that's healthy, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have some craziness. You're going to have some things where you're like, I don't even know if I should be here. Is this the right relationship for me? Should I back out? You're going to have some feelings and some inklings of that in even in the right relationship. But if you are in a peaceful and healing place, peace allows you to be in that place where all this craziness goes on and it doesn't look like it's supposed to, what you think it's supposed to look, or the world said it's supposed to look, or everybody else said it's supposed to look, and you still are able to stay in that place and navigate it and understand it and either stick with it or go on. And inner peace allows you to do that. It allows you to take your time to find out what really works for you. It allows you to not let the chaos of what everybody else says, how everybody else thinks your life should be, and what everything else goes on, so that you can check in with you to see, is this really right? Is this really a place, like I said, a relationship? Is this really a place I need to be? Is this toxic and healthy? Am I the toxic person? Am I exhibiting toxic behaviors in this relationship? Are those things that I'm bringing to this maybe from past childhood? What is going on here? Inner peace allows you the time that even just to navigate the chaos so much better. Just being allowed to say, maybe I need to learn here in this situation that maybe I don't have to say every remark on my brain. That's something I've had to learn. Or I don't have to respond to everything. Or maybe I do need to respond, but is that how I need to respond? Maybe I need to, even though you sometimes don't want to do this, you ready to go off and say your piece because somebody's come at you, because you're defending who you are and what you are, and maybe somebody hasn't listened or people don't like to listen. Sometimes we have to be able to learn how to respond in those situations. And that is something I'm learning. And sometimes some of those situations don't even deserve a response. You don't have to keep responding or have to keep defending yourself to people or have to keep defending your life or how you do things or what you do things, because it's yours. If somebody's not paying your bills, if somebody ain't working for you or doing any of that thing, you don't really owe anybody an explanation to your life. And I'm not talking about a partner that you're living with or a husband or what. I'm not talking about any of that, because that is a totally different aspect. But for the most part, if it's a friend, sister, you don't owe just about anybody at this point an explanation. And I'm not talking about if you live in your parents' household. That doesn't include you. Because you still gotta respect whatever's going on, and however they do their thing, you have to respect that. But I'm talking about as you navigate this, as you navigate jobs where you feel like you're always being attacked. You could be such a worker or such a person that brings so much joy and such a spirit that sometimes some people's self-hate and personal issues start to bring an attack or start to bring an issue or start to bring something up in them because they can't see. And getting to a place of inner peace allows you to see, okay, that's kind of sad. That person is attacking me because they don't like themselves. or getting to a place of inner peace allows you to maybe have boundaries with that person or have boundaries within a job. That was something I had to learn for myself, was how can I have boundaries here? And not boundaries that people tell me I need to have, but boundaries that actually work for me or that I can actually put down. And I'm what some people may call an empath or whatever. I'm a highly, even in a personality test I did, I guess I'm highly intuitive, and I'm tuned into other people's emotions, thoughts, or where they're feeling, where they're at, and can see from other people's side. And that's how I can get caught up in other people's situations or wanting to help somebody else when I really just need to help myself, or wanting to help and even heal people, even bring light, even bring love, and bring something great to anybody's life, because everybody is great. Everybody deserves great. Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves all of those things, but not everybody can give it. Not everybody knows how to receive it, take it, whatever. And so sometimes I can get caught up in not holding boundaries. And that is something that I've had to, being by myself. And I'm not saying peace is being by yourself and nobody being around. Taking times to myself has taught me to learn to, okay, think about that response you just made. Look at how that response has triggered somebody. Yes, we need to deal with our own triggers. We have to deal with our own triggers. But sometimes we also have to deal with, how are we triggering people? Like, trust me, I have grown up with I am an abrasive, I'm not gonna even say abrasive. I am an assertive kind of person. If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it. That can be great in some instances, and that can also be the worst in other instances. And so learning to navigate that properly and say some things or not say some things or change dynamics of relationships have brought me a whole lot more peace and a whole lot more inner peace, and knowing and being secure in what I'm doing, where I'm going, and how I'm getting there. So things that have helped me get inner peace. One, it helps to, every time you get irritated, be aware. It helps you to just be aware. Be aware when you're getting irritated, or you're getting emotional, or you're in a place where it always feels like it's stress and tension and a fight within, and it's bringing that up. Be aware of those signs. Be aware within yourself of what triggers you. Because sometimes we're triggered because that's happened in our childhood, or we thought that's some society told us that's wrong, that looks wrong. Or somebody is trying to project their situation on us, and we're not knowing how to handle that projection. Those things like that, be aware of how you react, how you interact. Just being aware of you yourself will bring you a whole lot more inner peace, because it'll allow you to see, okay, I'm just reacting because what emotion has he triggered in me? Oh, did he make me mad because he triggered something that somebody else did some time ago, and then I'm going to put that issue that I had with that other person on him because I haven't dealt with that issue? Those are things that you want to start looking at if you're trying to get to a place of inner peace, if you're trying to get to a place of no fucks given. I mean, however you want to put it. Excuse my language if this is not for you. If you're trying to get to a place where I guess it's called, I think it's called like stoicism, basically, where not too much bothers you unless it's really necessary to bother you, or something you're passionate about, or something. And be aware of those things, aware of how you act, how you interact. Also, doesn't hurt to research those things. Research different dynamics that you find out about yourself. Or how you're interacting. Sometimes how people tell you you're interacting with them lets you know maybe some habits that you've learned from when you were young. Some things you may need to unlearn or rewind how you did it before, or what you thought you learned. Because a lot of times we're just unlearning the things that we have been taught, or we're rebranding it, rechanging it, whatever, how you want to do. So be aware. Do a little research. If you need to see a therapist or whatever, see a therapist. Know what triggers you, know what's not for you. Know that maybe this work situation isn't for me, because I'm a person that puts my all into things, and I end up putting my all into situations where I want to make sure to give my people the best. Maybe not because I want to people please, but I just am that person. If I go out, I know I'm that person. I'm going to try and give my best. And I want people's stuff to be just as great as my own. Like, why wouldn't you? If I'm somewhere and I work somewhere, why wouldn't I want a place that I work at to have such great ideas and give such? But sometimes your ideas or your thoughts or whatever, people can't handle. Or it may be overbearing to them because maybe they're not ready for it. They can't see it. Those thoughts sometimes and those ideas were given to you to put into your own thing, because some people can't see what you see, or they don't want to see what you, or they're not meant to. You're meant to use that. So take the time to see the dynamics and learn dynamics. If you, like I said, if you need to see a therapist, if you need to go talk to a counselor, talk to somebody. Make sure you're talking to somebody that is not biased. Make sure they're objective and they can see a bigger picture. And because in all situations, the only thing you can do is your part. Only thing you can work on is you. The only thing that you can somewhat control is you. Because even in times of passionate energy, which is me, I'm a passionate energy kind of person. It can get out of hand. It could sometimes you'd be like, hold on, okay, I'm going too far, or I'm saying too much, or I'm doing too much, or whatever. So be aware. Have some understanding of dynamics, of personality, of relationships. Know what works for you and doesn't. Start being aware of, okay, these type of circumstances don't work for me. Even before you get in a relationship, these type of circumstances don't work for me. This dynamic where I know I have a hard time doing this. That's being honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself of, you have a hard time. Like I said, you have a hard time giving so much in this and not giving to yourself. Pay attention to those things. Pay attention to what you're giving and what you're receiving back, if that dynamic works for you. Because at first you don't feel it. Because at first I never felt it, but after a while you get so drained and feel so taken advantage of, and it's so hard to give so much and you receive very little back. That can be draining of who you are and put you in a place where you don't want to deal, you don't want to talk, and almost in a place of depression. So be aware of your feelings, be aware of who you are, what you can do, where your limitations lie. And don't look at limitations as something as in like, I can't go outside my limitations. Sometimes you have to put boundaries to push past a different limitation. Sometimes boundaries are healthy. Boundaries are needed for you to be able to have that dynamic or deal with that situation in a healthy way. And there's nothing wrong with boundaries. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you shouldn't have boundaries. If somebody feels some kind of way about the boundary, then that means they were crossing a boundary and they wanted that dynamic because it benefited them. And they can't see how it's hurting you. So that is not a conducive relationship. Also for inner peace, look at things as, along with self-awareness, be loving to yourself. And self-love it does mean take the time to go out by yourself. It could be shopping, could be anything. I know some people do that. I know some women know how to go to a restaurant, whatever. I know how to do that. I have no problem being alone. But also take the time to be alone with your thoughts. I know some people this is one of the hardest things, to sit down and just be quiet, or just sit there and listen to your thoughts roll. That to me is kind of like meditation. Listen to your thoughts roll. You're going to sit, and that's going to be the hardest thing. So make your meditation something where your thoughts can kind of organize better. So sometimes taking a long walk allows people to get lost in nature, allows people to get focused more on what's around them and what their surroundings are, so that their mind can clearly bring thoughts and slow those thoughts down so you can actually take a look at those thoughts. Because a lot of times, a lot of people are going through 15 different thoughts at 15 different times. Like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. Oh my gosh, he's going to trip if I do that. Oh, this, oh, this. You're going through so many thoughts. And then once you go through all those thoughts, it's like, what did you get out of it? Did you forget the first one? So whatever form of meditation you like, whether that's drawing, arts and crafts, whether that's going out and shopping, or even not even shopping, you don't have to buy anything, just go out and walk the mall, walking in nature, working out, however you feel. If that's just journaling and writing every single idea you have down, do that, because that allows you to slow down your thoughts and actually take them in and actually see, are these negative thoughts? Why do I talk to myself like this? Am I setting a bound? Am I being healthy with myself? Am I aware that this is how I feel? Because sometimes it's hard to have peace if you're not aware of how you're feeling, or how a dynamic is making you feel, or what emotions run through you and where you're getting it from. So sit down. So just sometimes take the time to be by yourself. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. And I'm not saying it has to be every second, every day. It doesn't have to be for 5 hours. Give yourself 5 minutes. Give yourself 10 minutes. Give yourself some time. Whether that's in your car without looking at your phone. Try binaural beats, meditation music. Sometimes, a lot of times, those things, I go to sleep with those things. Those things actually really help me go to sleep. I was a person that was like, okay, for tomorrow, I got this, and this, and this. And as I've gotten older, it's been like harder to sleep. But binaural beats has really and tremendously helped me. There's beats to help your body with the vibration for inner peace, or even, so like I said, slowing down your thoughts, negativity. There's something for just about everything. They are helpful, because you got to remember, your body has this, you have 60 to 80%, 50 to 80% water within your body. It's blood volume a lot of times. So think about that. And the way binaural beats and the waves work, and your body also has an electrical conductive system. So when those binaural beats work, they work with in the rhythm and building a different rhythm within your body. A relaxing rhythm, a bringing down your heart rate rhythm, a allowing your body to slow down or get to a certain rhythm to achieve that, to focus, to think, to relax, to take the time. And there's also guided meditation. A great friend of mine has started guided meditations. I will try and link hers below. She's Sanctum Wellness in Dallas, and I think she's doing her own meditations. So I will link her stuff below. But meditations are a great idea. And the thing is, I know some people that be like, well, I pray. What I've learned, praying is talking to God. Meditating is actually being quiet and taking that time to listen. Because while you've prayed and asked, God has already put every secret, everything in you. They've already put that in you because they know what you're here to do. They know what you're here to do, where you're here to go, how you're here to get there. It's just you that has to figure that out. It's you that has to dig deep within yourself to see that everything he's already put in you, to see the things, excuse me, there's something in my eye, to see the things that drive you, that don't drive you, that are best for you, that aren't. No matter what anybody else says, sometimes even your family heritage, it doesn't matter. There's something that's always been put in you that you're supposed to do, that you're supposed to learn. And those are a part of your trajectory. And being able to give yourself that time is important. And it is important for inner peace to help you navigate relationships, other people, other interactions, how to respond or not respond. It teaches you how to listen to your own body. And that is important in health. That is important in life, period. Listening to your own body will allow you to know, okay, something's not right. Something is right. Something, don't get me wrong, in health, you still need medical professionals to help guide you through. But at the most part, being able to listen to your body, because your body tells you a lot that's going on. Sometimes a lot of that lower gut and a lot of, especially in women, it can be things of self-confidence or hormonal issues where stress, and a lot of times our stress and creativity is held in that area. So these are things to really undertake. And remember, with inner peace does not mean you won't deal with chaos. It does not mean that you won't interact with some messed up people. It does not mean that everything will be roses and dandy in the world, and these rose-colored glasses will never shatter or break, or there will never be a different reality, or you will not have problems anymore. Inner peace is just allowing you to not get so frazzled at everything, not get so jumpy at everything. Every person, whether they matter, don't matter, or how you determine, or whether they're a parent, a family member, or even a outside person, you're going to be able to take that in and deal with it. And you may not do it at every moment, at every situation. You may not do it, but it'll teach you, okay, I interacted not the best at that one, but let me figure out how to interact at this next one. Let me figure out how to change this dynamic, or how to get out of this relationship on a peaceful, quiet note. Because you don't have to, every relationship doesn't have to be drama when you exit. Every situation doesn't have to be drama when you exit. Sometimes, a lot of times you can leave peaceful and lovingly. That'll still frazzle a person. That's their issue, but you won't be frazzled. So what do I say? I don't know. So take your time. Give yourself some time. Know that not dealing with a person or leaving a relationship or just up and getting out of something is not always the answer. And it's not the answer to get your peace back or have this great inner peace, because I promise you, if you don't deal with it, God's going to put you in that relationship over and over again until you cycle out of it and learn your lesson. And God, however you want to call it, whoever you want to call it, is going to put you in that situation over and over again. And until you take the time to go within and figure out, why am I here? What lesson do I need to learn? How do I interact with this? Because if it's in your mom, it may be not only in your mom or your dad, you're going to find it in your boss. You're going to find it in a business partner. You're going to find it in somebody else that you're dealing with. And even after you like conquer the one you needed to conquer and conquer it in the right way, you're going to get it again. And you're going to get it again because God's going to be like, are they really ready? Did they really learn it? So I'm going to give them access or basically another example of it, and it's going to show up in their life in a different way. Are they going to be able to identify it? And that's sometimes going to keep happening within your life. Sometimes until you get the hang of it. And then there's going to be a new dynamic you have to learn. So take care of yourself out there. Why is my light changing? I didn't change it. What is this? Anyway, so take care of yourself out there. Don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget to take time for you. If you're looking for real inner peace and you're looking to really be in a peaceful spot, take that time out for you. Take the time to get to know you. Being alone is not bad at all. I know it's hard and it's different and it's uncomfortable, but sometimes you will find comfort in the most uncomfortable things. As you start getting uncomfortable, getting in those uncomfortable positions, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It'll be one of the greatest adventures that you go on, because then you start learning more and growing more and understanding more about yourself. And that is one of the greatest things you could do, is to keep growing and learning and understanding and changing that dynamic and getting to a different place. Because I guess I'm just not great with being in the same place, being in the same way. I guess maybe I'm just a person. Maybe I get bored of those things. But whether you get bored or not, or whether God just keeps pulling stuff out of me that I need to grow from, that I need to learn from, that I need to understand and do, because I've asked for greater and I've wanted to go some other place and I've wanted to challenge myself and go into some other things. And because I keep wanting to challenge myself, and I kind of like being uncomfortable. At first, it's not fun, but I kind of like being uncomfortable because it brings a new adventure, it brings a new place, and it brings a new dynamic, and it allows me to see things that I haven't seen before. So, and it allows me to grow and be a person that I like even more each time. So take the time to be with yourself. Take the time to get to know yourself. Awareness is one of the main. Awareness is the key. Self-love is the key. I know they're pushing it in your face, but take that in. But just figure out what self-love is to you. Love yourself in a way that you never got loved before. Like if you felt like your parents didn't love you, like great people to follow. I also add great people like Baby J. She's a great person to get you through dynamics. I think I've already put in the holistic psychologist. She's a great person to help teach you how to reparent yourself for love that you felt that you didn't get or that you're missing in certain areas. She shows you and navigates with you how to reparent yourself and give yourself that time and journal and write down things about yourself and know and understand and almost get into a childlike state, because as a child, you were ready. You were fearless. You were adventurous. You were open to go anywhere, everywhere, and do everything. Nothing could really stop you, most children. Some children are a little different, but you were ready to do whatever, and your parents were the ones stopping you. And that's part of the place. We need to keep that inner child and keep going so that we can grow, because that's a part of growth, being open to that and being fearless to what God is ready to bring into our lives and what the world is ready to bring in your lives. So yes, I changed my background. This is a part of one of my colors, purple, green. That's going to be a part of my my logo. Yeah, my logo and my brand. Green is about growth. It's about life. It's about renewal. It's also about money. So so I really like green. Green is just a color that speaks to me. And I really hope this episode speaks to you. So please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if you got something to say. Good or bad, that's going to be up to you. And tell me what else you want to hear. Tell me what else you want to talk about. Tell me if anybody, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, who wants to be in on this and we can have a talk together as a group and have discussions. I'm great at group discussions. I'm good at bouncing off other people. It's a little bit different to bounce off myself, but I'm working it. So thank you guys. Remember, everything is not for everybody and everybody is not for everything. So I hope we're here to learn from each other, grow from each other, and get what we need to get. Thank you.